Good morning, everybody. Mabel, say hello. So as you can see, this one is really starting to grow now. She's 9.5 weeks and really packing on the pounds. We're joined by Sully as well, so we're at my parents' house doing some socialisation with Sully. So he's going to be popping in and out of today's video. Now, if you're new here and new to this channel, I'm Will. I'm a canine behaviourist, and I started this channel separate from my other channel, The Canine Show, where I educate people all about the amazing world of our canine best friends. I wanted to start this channel because I was bringing Mabel here into our family to be our new family guard dog, and I wanted to document training her right from day one all the way through her lives and bringing you guys on for the experience of how a professional will go about training a puppy and hopefully give you guys some tips along the way. Now, it was really important to me when I decided to do this that I wasn't just going to use a bit of fancy video editing and cut out all the bad stuff and just focus on the good stuff and make out like I'm amazing and everything's really easy to me just to try and show off. I really wanted to, if anything, focus more so on the downsides and the struggles of raising a puppy and training dogs so that you know what the realities are like, but then also to give you confidence that you can overcome those realities. Now, I have been using my own Perfect Puppy course that you can check out in the description box below, and I'm just following that step by step in training Mabel. That's a course that I've helped thousands of people train puppies and help them become perfect canine companions, but even so, it doesn't necessarily mean that the process is easy. It's nice to have a structure and know that you're doing the right thing, but it by no means means that it's easy, and even for me it can still be extremely frustrating, and puppies like you can be very hard work. So in today's video I wanted to discuss some of the most frustrating things about puppies, and then in tomorrow's video I'll discuss some of the best things about puppies just to balance it out so I'm not being super negative. And if you didn't know, we've also got an Instagram, so if you want to come and follow our journey over on Instagram as well as this channel, Will and Mabel IG is the tag. Again, links are all down in the description. Now let's get into some of the ways that puppies can drive you absolutely insane. You can drive people insane even though you're so cute. Yes, you are. So we'll start with the first reason that puppies can drive people insane, and that's one that most people are aware of going into it, but I really wanted to kind of start there and explain a little bit, but that is toilet training. Now, even if you're following a plan, and in my Perfect Puppy plan I break down exactly how you can really quickly master toilet training, and Mabel is doing amazingly with it, there is pretty much no way, and I've never met a dog owner that didn't have accidents with their puppies, and I'm still yet to meet an owner that hasn't got some kind of horror story of their dog pooing somewhere where they shouldn't, then walking in it or lying in it and getting it all over their bed or in clothes or rubbed into the carpets, and they've had to spend time with rubber gloves out scrubbing stuff. So if you're getting a puppy, make sure you're prepared for toilet training, but even if you are prepared, you got to make sure you got some rubber gloves, a peg for that nose, as well as plenty of cleaning supplies. Now, on top of all of that, you've also got the fact that toilet training, even if you're doing it perfectly and you never have a single accident, is just quite difficult. People don't quite get that picture. You've got the picture of this super cute puppy here, you can't wait to bring it home and all the amazing puppy cuddles, but you don't quite picture you standing at 4 AM in your pajamas outside, and if you're anywhere like England at this time of year, in the pitch black, freezing cold, pissing down with rain, standing there like a zombie yawning your head off while you're waiting for your puppy to go to the toilet, yet they think it's an amazing time to suddenly discover the fascination with leaves and chasing leaves all over the place when all you want them to do is go to the toilet so you can go back to bed. Not easy, it'll quickly drive you insane, so as well as all the cleaning supplies, you better prepare yourself for some sleepless nights as well. Another quite common one, and one that actually I'm not overly suffering from, but that is nipping and biting. Now, Sully here, Sully, come and say hello. People have been asking a lot about you. Come and say hello. Yes. Now, Sully here, nipping and biting was his #1 issue, and that's very common with Labradors, especially with their soft mouths, and with him being a working Labrador from very high level hunting lines. Mouthing, biting, putting things in their mouth, chewing is just something that comes with the territory. Now, Mabel actually hasn't got that, and she's actually got a very soft mouth and hasn't really been nipping at all, but that's something you need to be aware of. Again, it's nice to have the idea of having a puppy, but when those little hypodermic needles are clamping into your arm every time all you want is a cuddle, it'll soon drive you insane. Which moves us quite nicely onto chewing things. Now, Mabel, if you could be an absolute darling and not destroy as much as this one did, and I know you two are getting on and you're absolute best mates now, but please do not destroy things the way you did, because you used to love destroying things, didn't you? Lost count. He's had a whole staircase has gone down to him. Our staircase is wooden. We left him in the kitchen where our stairs are one day, and we came back to all those individual spindles on the banister gone, destroyed. The little lips where the step overhang each one, destroyed. He loves it. I've had dogs in the past. My old bull mastiff absolutely destroyed the leather sofa. The amount of different pairs of shoes, clothes, bits of furniture, remote controls, stuff's going to get chewed. Now that is why so many people recommend crate training, because crate training is an absolute godsend when it comes to protecting your puppy, as well as excellent supervision and ensuring that you know what they're doing at all times. But chewing things is a massive issue when it comes to puppies, and will very quickly wear the novelty off of the cuteness when you're losing hundreds if not thousands of pounds worth of stuff just to them destroying your prized possessions. And that's not the only issue. Not only will they go for things that are most expensive, but puppies have a tendency, kind of like toddlers, to seek out things that are the most dangerous. They kind of seem to have a bit of a death wish. Now, any chance they get, they will be going into wires, plug sockets, anything that can be broken might be broken. We're talking vases, ceramic bowls, any kind of dishware that could be broken. Give them the chance, they'll knock it over, they'll pull it down, they'll tip it over, they'll break it, they'll smash it, they'll want to cut themselves, they'll want to start licking the plug sockets just for the sake of it, even though you've put down the tastiest Kong in the world. You've got to keep your eyes on them at all times, which in itself is enough of a problem, because keeping your eye on them at all time makes you kind of feel like you're a slave to watching a puppy, which is no fun, especially after the first few days when you're already exhausted and all they seem to want to do is wind you up by chewing the things they shouldn't, and it doesn't give you any kind of freedom whatsoever. So crate training, really important, really helpful. If not, doggy daycare, things like that, but we'll talk about those in another video. But that is a very common way that you puppies drive people insane. And last but not least, which is my personal kryptonite, the one that drives me absolutely insane about puppies and would possibly make me not want a puppy ever again, regardless of how cute they are, is puppy crying. Puppy crying will drive you nuts. Again, even someone like me, I'm a professional in the industry. I work with dogs every day. It's what I do for a living. And I've lost count of the amount of people I've helped. I know that crying gets there and you get past it, but it still doesn't stop having a direct line to something in my nervous system that just makes me twitch. Now, don't get me wrong, I understand all the kind of psychological reasons a dog cries, all the different fear response and the psychological development stages that puppies go through that lead to a lot of crying. But also on top of that, the worst thing that can happen with a dog is any kind of learnt crying or learnt barking in terms of getting what they want. And one of the biggest things that I want from my puppies is for them to be calm, quiet and well-mannered from the second I pick them up, the second they come into my house, whether they're a puppy or whether it's an adult dog that I'm helping work with. They get nothing they want if they're crying or barking for it. But the problem with a puppy that, like I say, is going through all those stages of fear and is just doing a natural response to them feeling scared is that you will find yourselves locked in a battle of wills. Now, personally, I will not lose to a dog or a puppy. Might sound strange, but it's just something I have. So when, especially with things like crate training, you can set your dog up to success, and I always talk about that in my course. Don't set them up to fail, build things up gradually. At some point though, you're going to get locked in a battle of wills with your puppy where they're crying and yelping for something and you don't want to give it to them. Now the question is, are you going to be the kind of owner that gives in and lets them get what they want, and then they're going to learn that crying and yelping and barking gets them what they want? Or are you going to stick it out? Now I'm on the latter, and I'm going to stick it out because I know that the short-term pain is huge long-term gain in terms of a calm, quiet, well-mannered dog. But it doesn't stop the fact that it is absolutely infuriating to have to sit there and listen to the noise that is a dog squealing, crying, barking or howling. It isn't nice. Your neighbours are going to hate you. You're going to need some headphones, but if you get through it, it will be a huge success and it'll pay off in the long run. A quick tip I've got for people that are really struggling in being able to listen to it is to set a timer, especially with things like crate training. At the minute, I've got Mabel down to around about 25-30 minutes is where we're at in terms of her losing her mind when she goes into the crate. We're doing obviously all the different positivity and positive association training with with the crate that I discussed in the last video, but I'm just making a note in my training journal every single day, how long is it until she stops crying, and that number is slowly coming down. And eventually, as she realizes that not one time in her entire life does she ever get what she wants through crying and barking, yet when she's calm and settled and well mannered like she's being now, she gets all the fuss and kisses and love and food and treats and attention that she wants. Eventually we'll get to the point where that 30 minutes will come down to nothing at all, and then you can leave the house knowing that your dog's safe in a crate and being quiet. But it doesn't stop the fact that it will drive you absolutely insane, no matter how much experience you've got, no matter how skilled you are, no matter how many times you've done it. It doesn't stop the fact that these little bundles of cuteness can be infuriating. So I want you to know that if you're watching this video because you're struggling, don't give up. Get a plan, follow the plan, stick to the plan and be consistent. Your dog will thank you for it and you'll thank yourself for it. And even professionals like me go through the infuriation and insanity that comes along with a puppy. It isn't easy, but if it was easy, then you wouldn't get the joy and fulfillment and the relationships and the bond that you develop with them as they get older. It's similar to raising children and babies. Raising my 2 young sons has been the hardest thing I've ever done, but obviously they mean more to me than anything on this planet, and I wouldn't change those difficult experiences for anything. There's loads more to come with them. There's loads more to come with the dogs and all the dogs I'm going to work with in the future. But you put the hard effort in and you work hard, you're consistent, and you become a calm, consistent leader, then you're going to have a perfect canine companion. So thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow where I'm going to break down the best things about having a puppy. Hear that? That's Mabel getting told off by the husky. She's learning some manners. As though Sully's a best mate and a play partner and loves playing with her and is teaching her how to be really friendly. Husky has times and places where she'll play with her, but majority of the time, because the husky's in her little crate den, and Mabel's just tried to go and get in it with her and she's just been told off, so she's learning some manners. That's why role model dogs are excellent. Random little quick tip for you, but I'll see you tomorrow on the next episode of Will and Mabel.